Says reading memory card. All right, we're good.
That's not the right thing. We're good. Okay. Good morning, fourth graders. Today we are going to do science. We're going to start with a little hands-on activity that requires some movement. So everyone can start by getting up and spreading out so you can't touch anybody right now. So go anywhere in the room you want. What we're going to do is we're going to pretend and use our bodies to act out some different things as I'm talking about it. So first, we're going to pretend to be raindrops. Can you all be raindrops that are falling from the sky and you start high and you get low, splashing on the ground. And then all of your raindrops are going to roll into this nice big lake. So let's find a lake somewhere in the room and all of our rainwater rolls over to, and then we're getting in our lake and we're all happy. We're kind of moving around because all the water droplets pop around in the lake. But then the sun comes out and it starts to get a little hotter. We start shivering and shaking a little bit. And pretty soon you change from water droplets into water vapor, into gas, and you're rising up out of the sky, out of the water into the sky, and then you're floating around in the sky. And you float around in the sky. You go different places, the water moves all over the place in the sky. And then it starts to get a little colder, and you start to change back from water vapor into water droplets. And you have some condensation, and you start to form a cloud. So how we form a cloud with our bodies? Everyone gets closer and closer together until you're a big cloud. And then pretty soon, you get to be bigger and fatter water droplets until all of a sudden, you start to turn back into raindrops and you fall back to the ground again. We're going to fall back to our seats.
Alrighty, now with that activity, we kind of got our bodies and our minds working, kind of thinking about how water goes through a cycle called the water cycle. So, right here, I have something in a glass. It's water. Who can tell me about something about water? It's a liquid, solid, gas. Megan, it's a liquid. It's a liquid. Anything else? Jocelyn.
Another name for it is H2O.
H2O. What does H2O stand for? Hydrogen and oxygen. Good. Alright, so this is water in a liquid state. What about right here, in this bowl? Can you tell me what's in here? And what state is this, is ice in? Solid. What else can you tell me about ice? What?
It's cold.
It's cold, yep. Anything else? Here.
When it melts, it turns into water.
Yep, so if we left this out in the room, it would turn into the liquid state of water. And for the last section, I have a paper towel with some water on it. You ever used a paper towel, like cleaning or something? And then what happens to it after a while? It happens to the water. It dries. Where does the water go? Just disappear. Where, Megan? In the air? Yep. So that's a process called evaporation. And today we're going to learn more about evaporation, precipitation, and condensation.
Yeah. So does anyone have any ideas? We're talking about a lot of these big words. There's one kind of overarching idea that we're talking about. Does anyone know what that is? Abby mentioned it a little bit earlier. It's on the PowerPoint. But
Water cycle.
yes, we're working on the water cycle today. So we're going to start with kind of a fun video that illustrates this.
Your team's so ready for the big game tomorrow? Yeah, we're ready. Look at the field. There are puddles everywhere. Come on, don't let a little precipitation get you down. What? Precipitation. It's another word for rain.
So we talked about precipitation, and it's any water falling out of the sky. So what are some other kinds of precipitation besides rain that maybe we see? Snow. Let's raise our hands. What's another one? So we have snow, we have rain. Any other ones? Hail. Hail. How about any other ones? One more I can think of.
Sleep.
Sleet. Sweet, yes. So there's lots of different kinds depending on how cold it is outside.
Naturally, for any form of water that falls from the sky.
You mean like snow, sleet, or hail?
There we go.
Yup, they're precipitation too.
Well, if this precipitation doesn't stop soon, we'll be playing slip and slide instead of soccer tomorrow.
Don't worry, RJ. Tomorrow's supposed to be hot and sunny. Those puddles will be history by game time.
How can you be sure?
Let's just say I'm counting on the water cycle to do its stuff. What comes down must go up. The water cycle is the endless path that water takes from the earth to the clouds and then back to the earth again. We already talked about precipitation.
Like this rain.
Right. Well, when precipitation falls from the sky,
Before the video tells us where it goes, let's turn and talk with our tables just for a minute and think of one place the water might go when it falls from the sky. You can think about our activity if you don't have any ideas. All right. I'm going to have every table share. It's okay if it's the same one. Where does your table say?
Different gutters.
In the gutters? What does your table say?
On the ground.
On the ground? What does your table say? Rivers? What over here? And lakes. Yeah, so there's a lot of different places.
it fills the lakes, rivers, and oceans, runs down the mountain, and soaks into the soil.
And we drink it.
We do. So do other animals, and plants too. They draw in water to get nutrients from the soil and to keep cool. We're all part of the water cycle, but not the only part. Did you know that a lot of...
So we're not the only part. Where else does water go besides plants and animals drinking it? Think about the paper towel too, might be a hint. Any ideas? Where else might the water go when it's from in the ground and in the ground and in lakes? Where might it go? And what if Megan, remember what you said? The paper towel, right? If it's dry, where does that water go? Air. Yes. That's called evaporation.
Water just disappears into thin air? Really? How? Through evaporation. When water gets warmed by the sun, it changes from a liquid into an invisible gas called water vapor.
Invisible? What?
The water's still in the air, but you can't see it because it's a gas.
I'd call that evaporation. So if water vapor is invisible, how do we know it's there?
Sometimes you can feel it. You know, like on those hot, humid days.
Oh, yeah. When just kicking the ball around makes you sweat.
Exactly. Sweat evaporates too. That's another way water gets back into the air. And plants do kind of the same thing.
Plants sweat?
Kind of. It's called transpiration. Plants lose water through their leaves, and it evaporates like our sweat does.
So, Mr. Water Cycle Wizard, what happens next?
Remember, what comes down must go up. The water vapor gas rises in the air.
So it's going to rise in the air. Let's predict what happens next. You can think back to our very first activity. What happened when water vapor rose into the air? Turn and talk with a neighbor about it. Alright, does everyone have a prediction about what happens next? Let's see.
As it does, it cools down. That makes the gas turn back into droplets of water, and they form clouds. It's called condensation.
So condensation into clouds is what happens next. Thumbs up if that was maybe part of your prediction. Awesome, fourth grade.
Makes sense. Evaporation is water turning into vapor, and condensation is vapor turning into water or getting denser.
And when the clouds get so filled with water that they can't hold any more,
It rains.
bingo! The whole process repeats.
So water really does travel in a cycle. When water on Earth is warmed, it evaporates and becomes water vapor, an invisible gas. As the water vapor rises into the air, it cools and turns into water droplets again. That's called condensation. Then the water droplets form clouds, rain falls from the clouds, and the cycle starts all over again.
Yup. So, here we are, smack dab in the middle of the water cycle.
Oh yeah, I think the rain's stopping.
Nice! Now we need some heat.
Oh, I'll bring the heat in tomorrow's game.
Put the lights back on.
So, it's a big day.
So we have 3 words in this lot to the water cycle. And they were evaporation, precipitation, and condensation. So let's start with precipitation. Anyone remind me of what that is again? Raise your hand if you think you know what it is.
Any form of water falling from the sky.
Right. So we talked about it being rain or snow or sleet or hail. Any form of water falling from the sky is precipitation. What is evaporation? Remember, there's vapor in it, so that's kind of a hint. Anyone help us with this one? Evaporation is where the water turns back from solid water or liquid water, and it turns into the gas and rises into the air again. And the last one is condensation. Remember, it's dense, it's getting denser as the hint in that word. Okay, remember what in the video condensation did? Aaron, right, and so the water condensed and went back from the water vapor into the clouds in the air.
Alright, so next we will be making a model of the water cycle with our groups at your tables. What you'll need to include is our three terms: precipitation, evaporation, and condensation. You have markers up here and the poster paper back there. One member of your group will need to pick up a poster paper. Another member of your group will need to pick up some markers to draw your water cycle. When you're done with the water cycle and you're drawing it, we'll put them up around the room and walk around and talk about it, and then we'll see what everybody comes up with to design their water cycle. Make sure that you include arrows to show where the water is going, and if you have any questions right now, I suggest you ask them. So is there any confusion about what we're doing next?
You'll have about 10 minutes to work on this project.
Yes. Feel ready? Ready, set, to go? All right, one partner to grab the markers, one partner to grab the paper back there.
There you go.
Doing it at the table.
Right.
At the table.
Yes, you're doing it as a group, a whole table.
Huh? Oh, I can do it. I'll let it go. Okay. This is a lake. This is a liquid form of water that I think will eventually turn into the gas water vapor. Up into the air. What? Oh, I thought you were. Evaporation.
Yeah, evaporation. It's vapor, that's how you just recognize that word.
I'm like this here.
Wow. How do you do that? Use some lines. Okay.
Yeah. One's 5 and 10.
What do you work on over here?
Like it's like.
This is our ground in our lake. And we're gonna draw arrows to the.
Oh yeah, whoa, we're not messing around.
Evaporation, right?
We drew the lake.
Yes, that's right.
Coach, That's great. This one's real heavy.
So if you're drawing snowflakes, what has to happen before it's ready to evaporate?
Cool.
Over here? Can I go to tip right here? Or like, keep it out.
It's just gonna look
Okay.
over here. Oh, yeah, I saw that. I had to grab one little like. Little wispy
Go. What about wall squid? Yeah, they're in red because then. All our other stuff is just snow. See the water running out into the lake.
But then can snow just go right and evaporate?
You got it.
Right.
What else is on there?
One more word to put on there.
You ever been a nice bite?
Thunder.
That's thunder? You have an inch right?
Lightning.
Yes.
Well, the noise was thunder. Like,
I got a nice story.
Where the arrow So evaporation off the lake. I challenge you to look at those.
Sounds a little puddle. We have a whole story.
Besides like big bodies of water, because like, right, Megan?
You know, wells not water.
How it happens at night to freeze it, that would be how they drive. So when farmer drinks the water, we'll have the water. graders, we've got 1 more minute left to finish off whatever you're working on your drawings.
He's just sweating because it's been a long day. Yeah, we're making it very detailed.
Brown, orange, links, and then when the sun comes out and heats that up, it lets us all vapor evaporation, the sky, denses in the clouds.
I say water, you say cycle. Water.
Cycle.
Water.
Cycle.
Water.
Cycle.
Alright, everybody, you can put your pens and pencils and markers down and bring your attention back to the front just for a minute. I'm going to wait till I see all eyes up here before we keep going. Seeing a lot of eyes up here, but not quite all of them yet. There we go, awesome. We're going to have one person from each table bring your markers back up. And then we're going to have a couple minutes just to walk around and look at each other's drawings. Because we all do the water cycle, but you do it differently. So pick your person and then you can start walking around.
Dewdrops.
It's not at you.
Oh,
You asked for it, you didn't come like that.
Water. Water. So the last thing we're going to do today, because we've been talking about the water cycles, and you've seen everyone's water cycle, is we're just going to do an exit ticket with the 3 words that we talked about, and we're going to have you define the words in your own words. So we're going to define precipitation, evaporation, and condensation on your exit tickets, and then we will be done for the day.
You can also use another drawing on your
Yes.
exit ticket to help you explain it.
And make sure you put your name at the top.
Everybody get one, also say.
When you're finished with it, just raise your hand and we'll come get it. like writing, but I think everyone's doing their evaluation, not the actual exam. So, we're done.